the lesson. KEHINDE AYOBADE is the founder of KS Digital Innovations, and is a team leader and convener for the CONTECH event coming up in Lagos on the 28th of November 2024. I'm excited to have you all join this webinar today, and I believe you all are going to have a great time. Myself and KEHINDE will be discussing and sharing the insights. I'll be asking him questions to share the insights on the upcoming webinar. So, Mr. KEHINDE, welcome.
Hi, Daniel. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be very happy. I'm glad to be doing this with you.
It's nice to have you here.
Yeah.
So, Mr. KEHINDE, can you tell us a little about yourself?
Okay. There's nothing serious about my experience, nothing serious about myself. Basically someone that loves to solve problems. And that's what has driven my passion so far. That's what has been driving every action I take and everything I do so far in my career, and also for the industry at large. So I would say I have a background in civil structural engineering. I've practiced for, I think, 5 years now. I think it's up to 5 years. So I finished my university about 5 years ago. So I started practice almost immediately. And from there, I started developing interest in tech, programming, software as in quotes. Not tech initially when I started the career. It was basically the software that we use for our day-to-day engineering workflows, engineering designs, and the likes. So I was just fascinated about all of these tools, and I just love to learn every one of them. I think 1 year into my career, I must have learned over 20 engineering softwares. Yeah, the ones we use, the popular ones, AutoCAD, Revit, and all the analysis softwares that we had on ground at the time. And because of that, I just grew fond of learning anything that related to softwares. So then I was very busy with the internet researching, and I saw that these softwares are actually being built by people, you get. So, absolutely. And I felt, okay, if someone built these tools, these platforms, this technology that we use on a daily basis, it means that they don't have foreheads, you get. So it means there is a way this thing is done. Yeah, there's a way this thing is done.
Okay.
So I had to dive deeper and then, okay, check out how do I build as well. Of course, I started building interest in having my own customized tools and technology. And I felt, okay, I needed to know how this thing was done. So I figured out that I needed to learn certain programming skills if I needed to build anything, if I was going to build anything at all. And I took interest in Python. And then I knew I could use Python for data analytics. I could use Python for artificial intelligence. I could use Python for a variety of things because Python is one universal language that cuts across many industries. So I started learning Python programming language, and I felt, okay, what could I do with this Python? I started looking for projects online, data-related projects where I was going to analyze data, use those analyze data to get insights about the project in quotes. And then eventually I got some jobs because I felt, okay, if I had built competence in a language, in a particular skill, I think the next thing should be looking for a job that would pay me for that skill. So I started applying for jobs abroad, remote jobs, because I just wanted to not work for any company in my country for some strange reasons. So I just knew that, okay, Kenny, if you actually
it's exciting. It's exciting
Yeah.
to know. It's exciting to know that you have this background in civil engineering, and then you
Yes.
develop this drive for programming languages, and then you were able to learn Python and then have a plugin for
Exactly.
have a plugin. So you have gotten the interest of so many young Nigerians who want to see digital transformation in the AEC industry in Nigeria. So how has the experience been for you? I mean, from after school to coming into this innovative endeavor which you're currently undergoing?
Okay, I think I'm going to just continue from where I stopped so that I can answer your questions, properly.
All right,
Properly.
sure.
So since I left the university up to now, I've had a plethora of experiences, a lot of experiences. So from then to now, I think I work for 4 companies abroad. Yeah, one in Bulgaria, one in Sweden, one in Canada, and also one in the US. I still even work for that one in the US, and that's remote work. It's a startup, anyways. So from then to now, because I knew that I needed to get a job that was going to survive, a paying job. I knew, okay, for me to leave my drive for programming, for technology, and then say, let me go and practice as a structural engineer, a civil engineer, or go to one construction site, I might lose that drive and forget that I ever had interest in all of these things. You get, because you can be lost in the profession if you are, because the nature of our industry is such that you are fully engaged. The pressure from the work is so much that you might forget every other passions you had. Yeah, you get.
Yeah.
So I just decided that, okay, I was going to stick with looking for remote jobs. I got the first one sometime in 2021, I believe, and I worked as they call it computational design. Computational designer, that's the role. And what does that role entail? It basically entails you writing programs to automate certain tasks that the company usually carry out on a daily basis. So there are some things they were doing that was taking so much time, and I wrote certain programs. It was actually an architectural company, right? I wrote certain programs with Python and Dynamo. There's one programming tool that is integrated into Revit. They call Dynamo, and I helped that company to automate some of their tasks. And then I graduated to, okay, I got other jobs, the other 3 jobs, the one in Bulgaria, came in as a BIM technician, where I eventually graduated to becoming a computational designer when they knew that I had that skill, how to write also a program to help them create a particular kind of design and crush a particular kind of design workflow. So and on and on and on, I had all this experience before I decided that I was going to go fully into civil and structural engineering. That was in 2022. Yeah, that's when I came back to working as a civil structural engineer, and then I started working on projects. Projects that my patron gave to me to handle. I think from then till now, I think I've handled almost 30 structural engineering projects so far. So yeah, basically that has been the experience. And then because of my experience with all these companies abroad, I just grew more fond and interested in developing my tech skills even better, because I saw problems that nobody in Nigeria ever brought to me to solve. You get? So these guys were bringing this kind of problems, and okay, so problems like this existed. So that kind of welled up in me the need and desire to develop my skills even better. So I started learning more programming languages. I started learning C#. I delved into an aspect of the front end, not so much. And then I learned so many other things, a lot of things, just here and there. But before I just chose to stick to being a backend engineer with C# and .NET. So that's been my experience so far. That's been my experience so far.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting, because when you build this experience, it helps you to explore different aspects of what you could actually do. And you working on so many projects, working with other brands and companies, both remotely and here in Nigeria, I think it's giving you a lot of experience, a lot of exposure. into how these programming languages, the role they have to play in how we build our own softwares for AEC, and that's very exciting. It's very exciting to know that. Yeah. So you have quite a huge a lot of experience. Let me just say that. But then when it comes to the event, which is coming up, can you just tell us a little bit about the Contech event?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give you a background. Like I think you should be able to, anyone who is listening would have been able to, derive, the desire, the reason why I actually wanted to have an event to bring people together. It's obvious that I really love tech, and that's the background. It's obvious. And I felt, there's a need for us to start building technology for ourselves. And when I actually figured out that all of the softwares, if not most of the softwares, if not all of the softwares or the technologies, the platforms we use to do our work on a daily basis, we are actually built by companies, technology providers abroad, outside the country, outside the continent. And I felt, this is okay, this is normal, but that shouldn't limit us from actually innovating, you get. So over the years, I discovered there's this serious dependence on foreign technology. It's not a bad thing, but one way or the other, it might not really help us to solve our own unique problems here in the country, because we have unique problems like tailored to, not tailored, that's generic to our own demography, our landscape here in Nigeria. But Nigeria is a special country, and we have special problems because of the terrain that we are. You get. So most of these technologies that we depend on, they really do not address these our issues the way we want them to, because we are the ones experiencing them. So we try as much as possible to adapt these solutions that these technologies provide to our own problems, but there are still gaps, there are still lapses here and there. So one way or the other, I felt, Kenny, you can actually build something for your country. You can build for this industry. Although it might take time for us as an industry to build some of these tools that we are using on a daily basis for ourselves here in Nigeria, but you can actually start from somewhere. So that inspired me to then work on building a plugin. I think the one that went popular, the Construct plugin for structural engineers. I felt, if I could do something and put it on a public platform where everyone can see, it's going to send a message. The goal was not to actually get popularity on anything. The goal was actually to send a message to my fellow Nigerians within the construction industry that we can actually build for ourselves and by ourselves. Because we are very, very creative as Nigerians. We are very creative in this country. We have lots of creatives everywhere across the nation. But one painful thing that we don't really do is that we don't sit down, collaborate, and actually look at how we can solve problems by ourselves. So we depend a lot. So that's why I said, let me build this plugin. I then made it free and pushed it out to the public. I put it on the Autodesk App Store. And then I discovered that, wow, it was a big thing for someone, Nigerian. For me, I think at the time, I was the first Nigerian to have put a plugin on the Autodesk App Store. And I thought, this is sending a message. It has actually sent a message. So how do we continue from here? I can't solve all the problems in the construction industry, because the construction industry has different professions inside of it, and many subdisciplines in each of those professions. You have architecture, you have engineering, and engineering is wide. You have the civil engineers, you have the mechanical engineers, you have electrical engineers, you have quantity survey, you have facility managers, you have the builders, you have the construction professionals themselves. a lot of professions make up the construction industry. And because of there are many professions, it means that there are many problems. So each of these professions have their unique problems, although they can be generic because everybody will be facing the same problem because of we are all in the same environment. So because of these many problems, I felt, okay, I can't solve every one of them. We have sent a message, but there should be a bigger way to do it. The goal actually was to look for how we can collaborate as an industry to start solving each of these problems one after the other, one at a time. And we need to we needed a platform where we can actually create that awareness. Where we need to start advocating for homegrown, indigenously built technology. I felt, okay, and it just popped up in my mind. Why not have an event? An event that could address many of these issues. One of the problems that on ground, one of the reasons why we are not innovating, and then not just talk about the future, because one of the reasons why I don't attend conferences is because we talk about the future a lot without any action plan. Yeah, so we need to actually look for ways to solve our problems. And we have an idea, because we are the ones experiencing it, we have an idea of how the solution should be like. Why can't all of us come together and then discuss all of these things and create an action plan on how to implement them? So that's why we have Contech Nigeria, construction tech related event that is being put together to address the needs of the construction industry, technology needs of the construction industry as it relates to the Nigerian landscape, and how we can collaboratively solve each and every one of them. And because of we have lots of professions, we have lots of problems on ground. So our speakers lineup have been tailored to make sure that everything that the construction industry entails can be captured. And this is what I mean. We have a lineup of speakers that are industry experts, that have an understanding of the problems in the industry, the challenges that we face, and how we can actually solve them, or how the solutions should look like. So we are bringing them to this event so that we can actually discuss these items, these challenges, and then look for, and then they give their own 2 cents of how the problems can be solved. Then we are going to, it's not going to, like I've been telling anyone that asks me about the event, it's not going to be something that you see on a yearly basis, on a daily basis. It's not the regular event you see. It's an event that is aimed at driving real change, the change that we want to see, not the one that we'll keep talking about, because we talk a lot in this industry without any step taking. Yeah, it's the truth. I'm just being real. You get, I'm just being real. So we talk and talk, we talk about the future, not about the now. Okay, why can't we bring the future to the now? And let's look for ways to solve these problems. Of course, someone would say that many of our problems are already solved by foreigners. Why not? Why are you reinventing the wheel? Why do you want to reinvent the wheel? That's a valid question. But I would answer in this way. Every country, every demography has their own unique way of doing things. You get?
Yeah.
We have our unique problems, we have a unique way of doing things. And we can't solve them the same way. If you are solving yours, imagine you would even, if you have to break it down, you will even understand that the way we design our buildings, our infrastructure here in this country is basically using the popular European codes that we use. And there's a kind of unit system we use, which is the metric system. So that helps you understand that, okay, some countries use the imperial system, countries use metric system. That differentiates us generally, you get. So we have unique problems that can't be, some other countries might not be able to relate with, you get. So those problems are the ones we are talking about, not the ones that we want to reinvent. We are not reinventing any wheel. Every technology that's solving any problem now will still have to stay. So we are just focusing on the ones that what are the things that are not being solved yet, the unsolved problems that are unique to us, and then we highlight them and we look at how can this be solved. That's why we have speakers, well, as an industry experts that have spent multiple years in the industry. They're going to be giving their 2 cents about this. And then we now have an action plan. Because if there's no action plan, it's basically you just blabbing. I feel that's the thing. You just blab and go, no, and then come back next year for another event and you say it's going to be bigger. No, that's not it should be big. That's not it should be. It should be direct change from this event. And the next time you'll be hosting any other event about the same thing you are doing, you should have tangible results to show for the last event you had. And that is what we are really trying to achieve with this upcoming event in November. So really, that is one of the things we want to achieve with the event. And we are going to be having some spotlight sessions because we understand that so many people already have things they are doing. We have innovators already in the industry. Some people that have built certain products, people that are innovating certain things in the industry currently. We've been able to, by the help of the internet, you get, and social media, we've been able to fish them out and look for ways to slot them into the event to come and show what they are doing, to show to us what they are already doing at the moment and how they are solving specific problems in the industry, so that they can inspire every youngster, even the industry players, to understand that we can actually do these things by ourselves. Inspire people that want to solve problems, inspire people that feel that problems can be solved by ourselves. We are bringing these guys, these innovators, into spotlight sessions so that they can share what they've done. And they're not just going to be sharing their products, they're also going to be sharing roadmaps. I mean roadmaps in the sense that, for example, if someone is showing an innovation he came up with that helps to solve maybe a problem in architecture, maybe a genetic problem in architecture, the person is going to be she's going to share a roadmap on how I was able to achieve it, right from the kind of programming language he learned to build that technology or whatsoever it is. The process it took him to build it is going to share it, share all of those things, all those information during that spotlight session. I think it's very important to have something like this because a lot of people think nothing is happening in the industry. A lot of people think so. They believe that nobody's innovating. And that's not true. There are people that are doing stuff in silos. They are quiet about it. Maybe they are not social media freaks. They're not like me that shout a lot on the internet. You get? So these guys need to be put out there. They need to be spotlighted. They need to be seen. And by doing that, we are going to encourage many, many more others to drive the change from wherever they can drive the change from in the industry. And we'll also be having an exhibition as well. And then we have companies that will be sharing their services, and which is just normal for any event. But the key one for me, which is related to me, is I'll be launching a product on that day, a tech platform on that day that addresses one of these issues that we are talking about. And I think we should just all wait for that for the event. Thank you.
No, just hold it. Don't break the ice. Just hold it.
Yeah, I don't want to.
All right. Yeah. So thank you, Kenny. This is so insightful, and I believe each and every one of us on this session are having a great time, because listening to an innovator speak these things, it kind of gives an idea of where we are headed. To know that there are people who are innovating, and like Kenny said, they are doing what they are doing in a quiet place. But then with the help of this event, people would come to showcase what they've been building, what they've been doing. And it's exciting to know that we are working towards collaboration, because I think that's one of the challenges we are having in the industry. This certain group of people are doing their own thing, this other group of people are doing their own thing. But then when we come together to collaborate, share ideas, come up with these solutions to long existing problems, it's going to be massive. We're going to actually take that leapfrog from
the conventional way of doing things to a digital way. And it's exciting to know that you are thinking in this direction. So thank you very much. And the Q&A section is open. For all those who have questions they'd like to ask Kenny, please drop it in the Q&A, and then we'll attend to them one after the other. So this drive that you have, I'm pretty sure you've had challenges along the way. How have you been able to overcome the challenges? Because innovators have dilemma, they have struggles, they have things that they experience, and it's just overwhelming. So can you share some of the challenges you've had and how you've been able to overcome them? I mean, this is Nigeria, so.
Yeah, so I think that part of overcoming them, I won't say that I've overcome any of them or a number of them. So let's say that I will not come and do aspire to perspire yet. You get. So I'm very glad to share my challenges, because it's more like, I would say our industry is more like a very large blue ocean. It's a very open space, still virgin in the sense that not so many people are doing so much in this industry when it comes to building or creating technology. Or if you look at industries like finance, like agriculture, like medicine, you see that there are lots of startups, tech providers that are coming up now that wants to actually solve problems. But they are actually tailored towards many of these industries that we know, like fintech. They are saturated. I think they've saturated that fintech space. But now, if you look at the construction industry, it's still very much open. Anyone that will be coming in now to build anything or solve any problem for the industry will be coming in as a pioneer. You get. So for me, trying to pioneer something from my own end, there are a plethora of challenges I've been facing. I believe it's the same kind of challenge that anybody who is going to be coming in fresh would also face. And one of the challenges is something that I know a lot of youngsters have a problem with. A lot of youngsters believe that they might not get the required support that they need to actually solve problems or create tech products in the industry. And that is very true, because we have a kind of mindset. And this kind of mindset has been inspired by how we treat technology in the industry. If you go to many offices, ask many students, young professionals, and most of the tools, I'm going to be very raw here. Most of the tools that we use are mostly pirated. You get. So we are not inclined towards paying for software, not inclined towards paying for technology. And really, it's because of our economy. Our economy would not really support us to pay for technology that is priced at thousands of dollars. Who can afford that? Not even a company that is trying to thrive would afford that. You get the gist. So the culture is such that we don't find it easy to pay for any technology. So for me now, let me now bring in my own experience into this. I decided to leave engineering to focus on the tech aspect of this industry, like building technology. And I discovered that I did not discover, let me not go that route. I thought that it's going to be a smooth ride since it's a new thing. Like, I just approach any company, I created this thing, I think it'd be useful for you, try it out and pay me for it. I thought that's how it was going to play out. Apparently, I did that. I went to companies. Hi guys, I know you guys are in need of a solution like this. I will paint the problem to them and I show them the solution, do a demo here and there. I started with plugins because I know a lot of companies, architects, architectural companies, engineering companies, they use lots of desktop applications. And then I felt, okay, one of the ways to enter into the market was to build plugins that solves or that automate some of the tasks that you do manually. Okay, I thought, okay, that would sell so fast or real fast. Many of these plugins that I built, I've not launched them. I've only been taking them to companies to get an insight of how the market would accept or reject these solutions I'm bringing to them. So, okay, thinking that, okay, it will be accepted, I was shocked. When they say, they were like, wow, 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 this looks nice. That is something, we need this, we need this, we need this. We are bring money. We are bring money. It was like a problem. You get the gist? It was like a problem, and mostly people were not inclined towards paying for it. It was, I didn't really understand why. And that's because this is something I'm bringing to you a very, very cheap price. You get it? So I trekked so many places. I got to so many companies thinking that I'll be able to sell these products. But up to now, I have a lineup of these plugins in a huge number of them that I have not launched. Hopefully, I'm going to launch them during the events. Maybe we'll be able to get enough support from the industry. Up to now, I've not been able to successfully sell anyone to any company. Very cheap. I won't mention the price because it's very cheap. You shout if I mention it. Very, very cheap price. If I say 5 naira, believe me, it's like 5 naira. You get it? So I don't know if you get my point. I don't know if you get my point. So basically, there is this setback when it comes to actually selling out whatever products you build. Because if you have a youngster who wants to solve problems, one of the goals he or she has is that eventually I want to make money from this. You get? You want to make a business out of it, because the unicorns that the tech companies we call unicorns now in the fintech space that have a valuation of about $1 billion. Most of them they had the passion to solve the problem, but at the same time they needed to make money out of it. So if an industry is still going to repel the business side of what you are trying to do, most people would not want to jump at it. So I think that's one problem or one challenge that I am facing, and I know that everyone will still face. But I believe there is a strategy. I have not yet figured it out, but I know we'll figure it out soon. I think there's a strategy to approach this industry when it comes to selling technology to them. And I know very soon, maybe with the help of maybe industry experts, and now we'll maybe put up our pricing structure and the likes, we will be able to understand how and reasons we can give people for them to pay for whatever we build. So that's one of the challenges I've had. I think that's majorly it. And the second one is support. We've not really had, because even support comes in different phases. One could be investment support. It could be just maybe referring you to people that could help, or it could be just encouraging you. It's not really something we can find in the industry, because the industry believes that you have to practice, and you have to be very busy with whatever profession you are in. And that is one of the things that one of the issues that I think we're going to be having in the next 5 years in this industry. Lots of university graduates will leave the university and pivot to other industries because nobody wants to practice again. These are an example. I've spoken to lots of youngsters in the university, and I came out. I could pick their brains, and I discovered that many of them they went for their industrial trainings. They saw how the industry is. They got an insight of how much they will be paid when they leave the university or the tertiary institution. That idea will be lingering in their head. Wow! So I'll be paid this amount of money for the next 5 years of my life. I'll be leaving the house by 4 a.m. All those kind of thoughts. And they will now see, okay, a tech skill that will pay them maybe 2,000, okay, maybe 500,000 naira on a monthly basis at the comfort of their home. Tell me, as a human being, which one will you choose? You get the gist. So it's just the nature of the industry currently. And lots of people, youngsters don't want to come out, because if they say they want to vent, if the industry is offering this kind of salary for a role in architecture, in engineering, whatsoever, I don't think I will get any support if I choose to venture into the tech part of the industry. So that is making a lot of people pivot to see lots of engineers, a lot of construction professionals. They went to school and they learned tech skills, and now you find them in fintech. Now you find them in edtech, other tech ecosystems. And it's not like as if there are no problems to solve here, well, because the environment is not, or the environment is not going to support what they are doing. But I believe we are going to break the narrative, and we are going to create a new narrative during that event.
It's about the narrative, and
yeah,
like you said, the condition of the industry, it's disheartening for so many people, so many young people, just like what you mentioned. When young people come into the industry and see that the support is low, or the industry doesn't really support their dreams,
or even the compensation,
it's so discouraging. It's so discouraging. And if they see better opportunities, I mean, like you said, they'll just pivot to something else. So I believe this is one of the things that drives you to make this as inclusive and as compensating as possible. So we have a question for you, and the question is from Natasha. Natasha said, "What platforms did you use to teach yourself programming?"
Okay, what platforms? Yeah, very simple platforms. They are not any paid platforms. I think internet these days is very wide. You can learn anything whatsoever you want to learn on the internet, and you can even self-learn. You can teach yourself. You don't have to pay anybody to learn. So for me, I use the simplest platforms whatsoever. This platform called W3 Schools. I can type it on the comment section. W3schools.com. That's where it's a platform where you can learn any programming language. You can learn data science, you can learn Python, you can learn C#. You learn the basic, then I think from there you can then graduate to taking up projects on other platforms. So for platforms like that, I think it's very useful to use platforms like that when you are just starting, because you see you have an example of that you can work with. They give you examples. You do kind of a classwork or something to ascertain that you've properly learned what you've learned that particular module you went through. So once you do it and go through a module, you have a question waiting for you there to answer a series of questions. You just test if you actually learned that thing. So yeah, I think that's what anyone that wants to start learning programming should learn programming. That's where they should learn programming from. So that's for me. And then I used a lot of YouTube videos. Just search whatever you are looking for on YouTube, and you would
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Okay, sorry.
Starts from the basics.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think my internet's can you hear me now?
I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, I was just going to add one last thing to that question, to answer that question. Everybody knows ChatGPT now. You can just type on ChatGPT, where is can you give me a list of platforms where I can learn this particular skill? AI, machine learning, data science. Maybe you want to learn how to automate, or maybe build plugins for a proprietary authoring tools that we use in the industry. You get software that we use in the industry. You can just type it out on ChatGPT. Their AI model is so intelligent that will give you a list of them, even with their links attached to each of those platforms. I think you can also try that out.
All right. Thank you. I believe you've gotten Natasha's question. Ahmed asks, are there any resources to learn how to apply Python C# in the AEC industry?
Okay, yes, I know there's a resource that teaches you how to use Python for data analysis in AEC. That's an EDX. I don't even know this platform, EDX. Just type in data analytics or Python for AC, you will see the results. There is a cost there. I think it's free. I'm not sure. Well, there's a cost there that does that. And I think for you to actually understand how these programming tools apply to AC or to maybe your profession, you need to actually figure out the problem you want to solve. Because if you don't figure out the problem you want to solve, you won't be able to break it down to how to put together that technology that solves the problem. So it's when you understand the problem and then you break it down to how the technology would look like, and you can then understand what kind of tech stack or tech programming language you can use to build that technology. Okay, yeah, exactly. Someone just sent the link of what I was talking about to the group. Thank you very much, Ahmad. Yeah, so you need to understand the problem and then break it down to how the technology will look like. Then that would then define kind of programming language you would use to build the technology that eventually solves the problem. I think I've answered that question.
Yeah, pretty much answered. So I have a question from a friend who wants to stay anonymous on WhatsApp. And he says, is Contech an organization?
Okay, I would not call Contech an organization. For me, I have a startup I am running, a tech startup, which is KEHINDE Digital Innovations. I believe it's familiar to a number of us in this meeting. So the tech startup that is saying that building technology solutions to solve problems, unique problems in the industry, and for the Nigerian landscape, then we can export to the world. So KEHINDE Digital Innovations is actually the organization that powers Contech Nigeria. So I'll call Contech Nigeria a movement, not an organization. It's actually a movement that wants to spearhead the advocacy of innovation within the construction industry. So it's not an organization, it's actually a movement. The best word, I think that's the best way I can explain it.
Okay. So how can one
before I answer that, just like you know every other tech ecosystem like fintech, medtech, agritech, agrotech, and the likes, Contech is basically an ecosystem, you get, or it's like the nexus of construction and technology. So that ecosystem is what we are trying to advocate, that we need more involvement by construction professionals and experts. We need to start building in this ecosystem. We need to start creating stuff. We need to start innovating in this ecosystem. So that's basically what Contech Nigeria is all about. And because of the Nigeria in it, we are tailoring it towards the Nigerian landscape. We want Nigerians in the construction industry to start creating technology that we can export to every other part of the world, so that we can be competitors and world leaders in technology. So how can you be involved? We have a community, which if you go to our LinkedIn page, you would see our website there as well. Then you have inside the website, you have a button that links you to a form so you can join our community. Once you fill up that form and join the community, I think our community lead is going to bring you on board. We're going to add you to our community group. So it's not any serious thing and any hard work to do. It's just you applying to join the community via our form online, and then we start having discussions on how we can actually solve problems in the industry.
People want to be sure that they don't have to go through an interview process. So that's why they want clarity to know if it's an organization.
Oh yeah, it's not an individual. It's a community. It's for us to grow together. All of us need to grow. That's why I was talking about collaboration when we first started. We need that collaborative kind of mindset to actually do things successfully in this industry. If everybody can come together and not see the next person as a competitor, no, we can all come together and then look for ways to actually put our brains together to solve problems. I think we need a community kind of system, and that's what we are offering with Contech. So our Contech community, just come on board and let's see how we can grow together. And a small tip: the product will be launching is basically going to be doing something similar to this, but on a larger scale. I'll keep it at that.
Guy, you're keeping us on suspense, but that's great. Okay, so there's a question for you here. It says, I wanted to ask if the tutorials offered by W3 schools, is it free or paid? If so, is it affordable? That if it's paid, is it affordable?
Yeah, actually, I think the W3 schools work with a freemium model. When I say freemium, it's a free part of it. A larger part of it is free. I think the premium part of it, where you have maybe new features, a feature that helps you to maybe track your learning process, how far you have gone, and the likes. You get. You have most of those. You have most of a bigger part of the platform to be free. So I would really call it a free platform. It's free. It's basically free, actually.
Okay, basically free. I hope that question was answered. Joshua would like to know if there's going to be a virtual link for the upcoming event.
Yes, actually, there is a virtual link. That's why if you check our event registration link, that's Eventbrite. If you check for the events on Eventbrite, you will see that there are different kinds of registration. You have the physical attendees, there's the early bird, the late bird, and then we have the virtual attendees. If you want to attend virtually, you need to register as a virtual attendee. For anyone that attends, anyone that registers, either as someone who will physically attend the event or virtually, you are going to be sent a virtual link during the event or when the event starts for you to join virtually. Because some people might not come, so definitely we are going to share the link to everyone that registered. But yeah, definitely there's going to be a virtual link for virtual attendees.
Okay. That's going to be very helpful because I'm pretty sure there are people from outside Nigeria, our global community, that would like to attend the event. And so they would also like to know if that virtual link will be available. So thank you for clearing that up. And we also have a question for you. The question says, after the event, the CONTECH event, what happens next? I don't know. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah. I understand that question. You know, that's always my question.
I think that question it's a bit tricky because, there are so many events where people get excited, but they don't know what happens next after the events. They've taken lots of knowledge and information. So they want that to be cleared up. What happens next after the events?
I'm very happy that person asked that question because that question is the same question I ask myself whenever I attend any event, especially events that is tailored towards technology. Because we do a lot of talking, we do a lot of discussions about the future of construction. And next time we have that same discussion is going to be next year when they host the passion, whatever, of that event. Yeah, so that is a very smart question to ask. So for us, we have laid out plans during the event and after the event. Before now, we had pre-event plans that we were already carrying out, which was like a webinar to discuss different aspects of the industry and how we can actually infuse tech to solve problems in those aspects. We've had webinars in the past to discuss the old tech landscape in Nigeria and the likes for the construction industry. We are going to continue that after the event. And also we have a plan for a hackathon. That's a competition where youngsters with ideas or maybe products that they can build, or maybe we come up with a problem that we ask them to solve. We've not fully gotten a picture where it's put in the plan, and we've spoken to some of our speakers who are tech-driven, tech-savvy, who will be judges for that event, for that mini event, which the hackathon is always a mini event. So you have youngsters who will come on board, come to present their solutions, solutions that actually solves a real problem in the construction industry. So basically, the plan is going to kickstart immediately after the event. So after the event, we're expecting a call for a hackathon call where we will be inviting lots of techies in the industry or people who have ideas that would solve real problems in the construction industry. So yeah, it's going to come with a winning prize, definitely, and we'll announce that as well. And finally, I don't know, this is always leading me to this product we want to launch, but it's fine. Yeah, but one of the things we intend doing, which is part of our event plans, that's during the event, is that we are going to ensure that anyone who is going to be spotlighted, or anyone who is going to be sharing the ideas or sharing a solution they've built, is going to get some level of kind of support from industry experts. Because we're having a number of CEOs of companies in attendance during the events, and we are going to be looking for ways to ensure that we secure support from them. Because if someone comes with an idea or a solution that he has built already, presents during the event, there should be a system or a structure that should actually support what they are doing, either as an investment or maybe advice or something. But the goal is to actually secure investments so that so many other people can actually scale these products and make it reach the global community of construction professionals in the country. So maybe also abroad, because we also need to export all the solutions. So we are looking for ways to we are going to make sure that we secure investments and support from industry experts during the event. And we have a plan surrounding that. We just hope that it's going to play out fine.
Wow. So that will be after this event, not in this particular event.
In this particular event, actually, that's going to be during the event. And then we also, the platform we are launching will also capture that as well.
All right. Thank you very much for that. It's quite loaded with a lot of information. So Ahmed asks, Ahmed says, thanks for the Python AEC resource. What about C#?
Yeah, you can use for C#. You can actually use the same platform to learn C#. Then I think there are courses where you actually learn. Like I said, all of these programming languages, they do so many things. They have so many things they can do. But you need to know what exactly are you learning it for. I personally don't like learning any programming language for just learning's sake, because I just want to do tech. No, I always love to have a problem in mind that I want to solve. I want to solve this problem and then figure out what technology stack or what programming language do I need to learn or to acquire for me to solve this particular problem. Until I get that, I won't jump on any programming language just because I want to learn. No, I think it's not the right approach to this kind of thing. You need to understand, okay, if I want to solve this problem, I break it down. What tech stack do I need to learn? What language do I need to learn to build it? Once I figure out all of these things, then I kickstart the learning process. Because I need to learn with a goal. I need to learn with a vision to solve a problem. So you can actually use the same platform and many other free platforms to learn the basics, and then jump on projects you see online. There are lots of projects depending on what you want to solve, problem you want to solve. There are lots of projects. Just type on Google on your ChatGPT, and you figure out where to apply your skill.
Pretty exciting. Thank you. I hope Ahmed's question has been answered. So just before we wrap up, what would you like to share with the global community, of sponsors and interested enthusiasts? What would you like to share with them?
All right. Yeah. For the global community, I would recommend that, one, make sure you attend the events. Please don't miss it. I'm so sure that your eyes will be lit up because this is the first of its kind in the construction space. And this is something that's a discussion that we have been avoiding for so long. Because I don't know how you guys feel. I don't know how every other person feels. But the way I feel whenever I hear people boasting about the foreign technologies they know how to use, I feel so pained. Come on, we are creatives here. We are bright minds here. We can create for ourselves. So please, for you to get inspired and for you to open your minds to the various problems that can be solved, please don't miss that event. I beg of you. We have a strong lineup of speakers. There are solid people that are coming. You have lots of spotlight sessions where you will see innovations that you thought never existed, that people are actually deploying on a daily basis in their work. And they are Nigerians like yourself. So please make sure you attend the event. And if you can't attend physically, there'll be a virtual link for you to attend. Make sure you don't miss it. And secondly, let's see problems as opportunities, because when people see problems, they see them as problems. You get? So people see problems as problems, most of the time, that's the case. So when we start seeing problems as opportunities, I think that's when we'll start taking action. So I would suggest and encourage everyone here. You might be a creative. You are someone that might, if you are here because you love this kind of conversations, and if you really want to solve problems, you actually need to start seeing any problem that you encounter as an opportunity to actually be the pioneer of the solution to that problem. So until we start doing that individually, it will take us a long time for us to start innovating in this industry. But once we start approaching problems as opportunities, I'm almost very sure that we are going to be competitors with world leaders when it comes to technology. Hence, that's why you have this Contech Nigeria event. It's because we saw the problem and we saw it as an opportunity to create a platform for people to actually solve the plethora of challenges we have in the industry. I think those are my 2 cents.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Kenny. It's been a very exciting conversation, and you've shown us so many things. You've just given us a little surface overview of what we need to know about what drives you and what we need to know about the upcoming events. And I believe there are so many of us here who are inspired by what you've said. I mean, how you started, your story, your passion, your commitment, and your willingness to take on this stage, to look head on and say, okay, I'll take this upon myself to do this. And there's so many young AEC professionals. There are so many already practicing professionals who I believe would want to be a part of this, both home and abroad. So you have set the stage, and we all look forward to collaborating together. I am big on collaboration, and I'm excited for what you're doing. We all are excited for what you're doing. So thank you very, very much. It's been a very exciting conversation. And just before we wrap up, I'll just bring the founder of the BIM Coordinators Summit group. I'll bring Ralph on stage. So he but then Ralph says it was a great conversation and doesn't have much to say. So on behalf of the BIM Heroes community, thank you very much, Kenny, for honoring the invitation. Thank you for making. We've all gained value from what you've said, and we're willing to support you in what you're doing. Let's all support you in making this a reality for us to have our homegrown technology here in Nigeria. So I'd like to shout out to everyone who has attended. Thank you, Ayodele. Thank you for Bobola. Thank you, Chidi. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, MLJ. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Opemi. Thank you, Roseline. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Yusuf. Thank you, Zion. You all made the event so memorable. So thank you once again, Mr. Ken.
Thank you very much, Annie, for having me. And a big thank you to BIM Heroes for hosting me today.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I look forward to seeing you all in the Contech event.
Yes, we are looking forward to see you all. Please, I would love to see your faces.
Right. All right. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.